Hey everybody, welcome back. Where today, we're going to talk about all the Hisuian Pokemon because I haven't really talked about them, and presumably they're going to be at least obtainable in some form in Scarlet and Violet. So I think it's pretty important that we talk about how competitively viable they might be, because that's what we do here at the the AndyLaVGC Video Game Championship channel. So let's jump right into it. First up, we have Ursaluna. I think Ursaluna is probably going to be absolutely busted. Base 50 speed is not... It's like... It depends on what else is in the Pokedex. Base 50 speed is like right there. Like this could be really, really good in Trick Room, or it could get underspeed by stuff. But it has guts, so you don't have to worry about getting burned. Burn is good for you. Bulletproof is also like a sneaky good ability. Don't sleep on Bulletproof, because being just immune to bullet moves can be really handy occasionally, but Guts is really, really dumb. You can hold a Flame Orb, right? You can get yourself burned, and that way you can't get put to sleep or anything in Trick Room by like an opposing Amoonguss. And then you have Facade, and you have base. You have double base power Facade coming off of 140 attack, Guts boosted. That's an insane amount of damage. If it gets to keep its signature move is literally ground type close combat, which is just super dumb. Single target ground type close combat is just a stupid good move. And like honestly, with those two moves, you hit everything you need to hit pretty much. The only exception being like steel fire types. There's no move information. There's no move information in here, but I'm pretty sure it does learn like close combat in Legends Arceus. So your close combat and your breakneck, whatever the hell it's called, whatever that move, its ground type move is called, it's gonna be dumb. It's gonna hit very hard. It's gonna be a menace, and I'm here for it because it's a cool Pokemon. Next up, Sneezler. I don't know. Sneezler's move... Sneezler is actually... How fast is Weavile? Hold on. Please hold. How fast is Weavile? Is it the same base speed? 125. So it's a little bit slower than Weavile, but you get to hit a little bit harder. So, like, it's very, very slightly different from Weavile. You get 10 more attack and 5 less speed, which is, pretty decent to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I feel like you could just straight up just like run Sash. Poison Touch is pretty good here. I think it's better than Pressure. For sure it's better than Pressure. And then you just run like, it's gonna have Fake Out because Sneasel gets Fake Out. At least presumably Hisui and Sneasel should get Fake Out. So you're gonna Fake Out, you get a chance to poison on your Fake Out, which is funny. You're gonna have fighting coverage and poison coverage, which doesn't get you through everything, but it'll get you through most things. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be about as good as Weavile. So, ooh, Poison Touch on Triple Axle if it comes back. That's a really good chance to poison. What is it? Is it 10%? 30% chance? 30% chance 3 times is almost 100% chance to poison on Triple Axle, which is kind of neat, to be completely honest with you. Because it should be 30% on each hit. So that's something to keep in mind. I really like Hisuian Electrode. Soundproof is a great move. Aftermath is Soundproof's a great ability. Static's a great ability. Aftermath's a great ability. These are 3 like really good abilities. Being immune to sound moves can be really, really relevant for Pokemon like this, because its special attack isn't fantastic, but you can't be snarled, which is nice. You're immune to Parting Shot. You're immune to like Hyper Voice. So that's actually all pretty good. You're immune to Boom Burst, which is interesting. You could run this next to a Boom Burst Pokemon and just use it as like speed control. I think Electrode gets Electro Web. They don't have the moves like put in here, but I'm pretty sure that Electrode gets Electro Web. I could be wrong. But yeah, just like speed control that's immune to Boom Burst next to like Toxtricity could be super relevant at the beginning of a new format. You might not even need to run a Sash because your grass typing really like shores up your weaknesses pretty good here. And to be completely honest, your bulk isn't like awful. You could probably take a hit. Yeah, I like it. I think you could do stuff with it. That's pretty neat. I feel like so far they've all had like a good niche. Hisuian Goodra is gonna be busted. Overcoat is so good. So you got Overcoat, your Steel Dragon, you're 60, so you're pretty slow. Look at these defenses. 100 defense, 150 special defense. This is like 150 special defense is so much special defense. 100% you get like iron defense. Like there's no way you don't get iron defense. You can just sit here, iron defense. I'm pretty sure that regular Goodra gets acid armor. No, does it not? Well, this might just be able to do the things that Registeel does. So you can like boost up your defenses, and then there's no way it's not going to get body press. Regular Goodra gets body press, so I assume that you'll get body press. And you can just be bulky and have body press. And I think it gets a new move. Is this the one that gets shelter? Let's see. Goodra. Let's look it up. Look it up. Look that Hisuian Goodra up. Where are we here? Yeah, it is the one that gets shelter. Shelter's a stupid move. They're probably going to change it, but it raises your defense and special defense and your evasion. Yeah, busted. It raises your defensive stats is what it says in Legends Arceus, which I believe is both. Yeah. In Legends Arceus, defense and special defense get raised at the same time for every move. So it raises defense, special defense, and evasion, which is dumb. Very stupid. I imagine it's probably going to get a rework command in this game, but if that's what the move does, that would be really ridiculous. So just keep that in mind. If this gets a move that raises defense, special defense, and evasion, it's over. This is banned in singles. This is going straight to freaking straight to anything goes, because like, how do you stop it? It's like Chansey Part 2. Chansey Part, not Part 2, because there's been a million Pokemon like Chansey, but this becomes Chansey that doesn't need Shuckle, and oh my god, Feint. Feint's so good. Yeah, I think Hisuian Goodra might be kind of busted, depending on what moves they give it. I really like Overqwil, but I don't like Overqwil as much as the implication that you can run Hisuian Qwilfish with Eviolite. Like, obviously, this Pokemon's fine. Intimidate is great. Its stats are good. It has a lot of attack, which is something that Qwilfish doesn't have. But I really think that what this Pokemon does is this. Because this just has regular Qwilfish's stats. And like this with an Eviolite and Intimidate is kind of good. You get Destiny Bond, you get Icy Wind. Qwilfish has a pretty decent move pool. It just doesn't like fill any niches that aren't like that another Pokemon does better. But I think Eviolite Intimidate Pokemon is a pretty good niche to have. Wyrdeer. Wyrdeer does kind of the same thing that Hisuian Qwilfish does for me. Like, yeah, Wyrdeer can do stuff by itself. It itself is going to have Intimidate, and it's one of the few Pokemon that'll have... I think it gets Skill Swap. I'm pretty sure that Stantler gets Skill Swap, so it'll have Skill Swap Intimidate, which is an interesting thing you can do. One of the few things you can do to trigger your own competitive, defiant, whatever. But yeah, I think this is not for Wyrdeer. Wyrdeer is cool. You can use Wyrdeer. It can like set Trick Room and like hit pretty hard. But Stantler? Eviolite Stantler? Sounds pretty damn good, because like these are pretty good stats. You have Intimidate. Is it not Skill Swap? Is it Entrainment? It doesn't get either? Oh, is it just not giving it to me because it's not legal in the game? Yeah, that makes sense. It's because of the format that I picked. I just wanted them all to be level 50, so I'm just gonna, like... Can I have not any thing again? Can I, like, if I click it again? No. Where's the stat? Where's the one that's Nat Dex. We'll put it in Nat Dex. That probably helps a little bit. Skill swap. Does it get entrainment too? It does not. Okay. But yeah, it gets skill swaps. You can skill swap Intimidate to your opponent and like trigger your own Defiant competitive, or you can skill swap to your partner Pokemon and then get a second Intimidate off, which is really neat. It does get Trick Room, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So like a Trick Room Intimidate Pokemon that also can do skill swap, you get Roar, which is really good for like stopping an opponent's Trick Room or getting out things that have a bunch of stat boosts. Imprison Trick Room's good. You get Hypnosis, which can be good on the right Pokemon. I don't know, yeah. I think Eviolite Stantler is going to outshine Wyrdeer 100%. Hisuian Braviary, I don't know how I feel about Hisuian Braviary, to be honest with you. Like, it's a special attacker that gets Sheer Force, right? So maybe if it gets Hurricane, yeah, like this hits pretty hard. So maybe I'll like on a rain team, because this becomes what? It's 1.3. So this becomes like 150 base power Hurricane that can't miss in the rain, and like you lose the chance to confuse, but like you don't really need it. Does it get any other good moves here to use with the Sheer Force? Because this is really all it does, is it does Sheer Force stuff. It doesn't really get that many special moves though, if we're going off of regular Braviary's move pool. So I can sort by category. Ooh, I like that. You can also just do it with Air Slash. Heat Wave. Okay. Alright, yeah. Yeah. Hurricane, Heat Wave. That's really it, huh? I probably get some in Legends Arceus that are different, but Sheer Force Hurricane is not something to take lightly. And coming off of 112 special attack, that's not bad at all. The speed leaves something to be desired, but you know, it really depends on how slow the things in the decks are at the time that it gets added, because 65 might be slow enough for Trick Room at a certain point, or it might be fast enough for Tailwind. You really don't know until we get the full decks. So it's something to keep in mind. I don't know if it's going to be good, but it could be really good. It could be like a really like decent Sheer Force Pokemon. There's no reason for you to give it Defiant. I wish I got competitive instead, because that'd just be better in every way, but yeah. Basculegion, so I put both Basculegions on here. Because they actually have different stats. Male Basculegion is a physical attacker, and we know that Basculin gets Flip Turn, so assuming that Flip Turn makes it into Scarlet and Violet, adaptability like Scarf Flip Turn is actually kind of really good. Because that's, especially if you're like Terra Water, that's depending on how adaptability works, because we don't actually know how it interacts with Terrestrialization yet. But, and Mold Breaker is also a really good ability. It's not super relevant in VGC all the time, but in like, this will let you hit Gastrodon, which is really neat. Yeah, just adaptability Flip Turn, adaptability Aqua Jet is pretty good. Just like Scarf this stuff. Wow, I can't type Scarf. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think it'll do things. I mean, probably it'll get Poltergeist. And adaptability Poltergeist hits like a truck coming off 112 base attack. So this is 120, 65, 75 for defenses. 120. It's the same defenses, but you have more special attack. Yeah, I don't know, just run like Shadow Ball and like whatever. It'll probably be okay. I think the male one's gonna be better just because I feel like it has better physical attacks to take advantage of. But the female one can do stuff. Definitely you can do stuff with this, just like Shadow Ball, like Hydro Pump. Adaptability Hydro Pump hits pretty hard. I think it'll be okay. As sad as I am to say it, I think Hisuian Arcanine is probably going to be worse than regular Arcanine. For one exception. If this dude gets Rock Slide, right? Bear with me here. If it gets Rock Slide, you can do justified Rock Slide stuff, and that's better than regular Arcanine. I think it's a better physical attacker than better Arcanine, but Arcanine like overall just has like a lot of support that it can do. So like early format, regular Arcanine's gonna be maybe the best Intimidator we have if it's in the game. Whereas this does something different, I think. I think 90 is pretty fast for like base game. We know that 90 is pretty good, so you can just do like beat up Justified Rock Slide, and that sounds pretty good to me. I think that's what you do. You do beat up Justified Rock Slide. You can run Flare Blitz and like smack the crap out of things. You get Earthquake, you get Bulldoze. Like, I think that's what you do with this. And, you know, honestly, that doesn't sound bad. That sounds pretty good to me. Alright, so this thing. Here's the deal. I don't know if it gets any good bite moves, to be completely honest with you. But we have Terastallization. And you can make this Terastal Steel, right? You can have Body Press and I don't know, run an Assault Vest, I guess, because your special defense is Jeez Louise. That's a really bad special defense, but if you run like max special defense, max HP, like you'll live some stuff. Put everything else in defense. 205 defense with like no investment is pretty darn good. You get Iron Defense. You just become a Steel type, and you be a better Pokemon as a Steel type, and that's what you do. I really don't know what else this does. Like, Strongjaw is fine, but I think maybe you have to run Ice Body and like run on a Hail Team just to get the healing, because you're gonna need it. Yeah, I don't think it gets any good bite moves. We can look. Fang. We get Ice Fang. Is that it? Wait, Crunch. So we get Crunch, Ice Fang. Maybe it'll get Lockjaw. I could see it getting Jaw Lock. It doesn't tell me how much it is, but Jaw Lock's not like a great move. It's Dark type, I think. A lot of biting moves are Dark type. Why is that? I don't know. Yeah, I think the way you do this is you just like Terra Steel, and like it'll probably be pretty good with Terra Steel because you get rid of all of your bad weaknesses. Your 4 times weakness to fighting. Ooh, but then you're still weak to fighting. Maybe you don't go Steel. Maybe you just go fighting and like have Stab Body Press. Yeah, Terastallized to fighting, have Stab Body Press. You don't share any weaknesses with your original typing. Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. That doesn't sound like fantastic, but they really didn't do Hisuian Avalugg any favors. This guy. Long Reach is a cool ability. I don't think it's going to be any better than regular Decidueye, to be honest with you, so I would just assume it's about as good as regular Decidueye, because it's probably just about as good as regular Decidueye. Same thing with these guys. Like, this has a good move, right? Oh, we weren't typing. Sorry, I never learned how to type in school, so I have to look at the keyboard when I type. Feel free to make fun of me, but that's just the way it is sometimes. This gets Ceaseless Edge. Doesn't it get a water type attack too? That's really good. No, huh? What does this do? Splinters. Okay. I thought it got like a new water type attack. I guess not. Which Pokemon is it that gets the water type attack that raises its speed? Because there definitely is one. Huh. Yeah, I think it's better than regular Samurott just because the dark type adds a lot. And Ceaseless Edge is a good move, has a higher chance to crit. I don't know if they're going to add Splinters as an effect in the game. They might, because it kind of does the same thing that like Vocalith Chip does. So if they do, like, that could be really relevant. Yeah. I think we're better than Samurott, but I don't have anything like super profound to say. Its stats are like just okay. Knockoff is good. Like I said, you can run Ceaseless Edge. I think it'll be like a decent move. It's better than Night Slash. You get Sacred Sword, which is pretty relevant. Liquidation's a good move. Maybe you'll get Flip Turn, so that could be cool. How fast are you? You can run like Scarf Flip Turn on this. Scarf Samurott. Does it get close combat? No, I get Sacred Sword. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. It's not gonna be like great, but it'll be fine. This dude right here. So the one thing that this does is it does this better than regular Typhlosion. And it has Stab Shadow Ball. It has Stab whatever its Ghost type move is. Yeah, I think it's just a better Scarf Eruption Mon than regular Typhlosion, and you can do like Prankster Will-O-Wisp into Flashfire Eruption, which is something that Heatran really wants to do, but they took Eruption away from it. But it is really just a better Scarf Eruption Mon than anything that we have. So I think that's what it does. Yeah. Or you can set the Sun for it. Maybe we'll get a Pokemon that can like set the Sun and trigger the Flashfire. Probably not. It has to be really damn fast. You know, 95 in a limited dex format might be fast enough that you don't have to run the Scarf. So maybe you could even run like Specs, and then you could run like a Scarf Sun Pokemon like Ninetales, or if we get like a new Pokemon, and do the Will-O-Wisp thing. I think that could be cool. Yeah, I think this will be funny as a meme Pokemon, and that's what I think. Zoroark. So this could go like two ways. This is either really good or really bad. I think it's gonna be decent in singles, just because 3 immunities switch in Pokemon, and you can't tell what typing it is until you attack it. Could be pretty good. Other than that, it has the same stats as regular Zoroark. I think it's just the typing that's changed. So it's about as good as regular Zoroark, but it has like a 10 times better typing. And do with that information what you will, because I'm really not sure. This is the kind of Pokemon that's never really been good in VGC. Like, Zoroark's always funny, but it's never, like, good. Because you see it on Team Preview, and it just kind of, like, makes your opponent have to second-guess themselves. And that's really all it does. Night Daze is a good attack, though, right? It's fine. It's like Dark Pulse, but a little bit better. This could be really good. So this gets a new attack, right? What is It's Victory Dance? Victory Dance is like a stupid good move, isn't it? Where are we here? Victory Dance. So Victory Dance, at least in Legends Arceus, this is what it does. This isn't really a thing that attacks do in regular Pokemon. Like, I guess Charge kind of does this, but not really. So it raises your offense, your defense, and gives you a 50% chance boost. To me, this sounds like Physical Quiver Dance, without a speed boost. So maybe it'll be like a Swords Dance plus a defense boost, which sounds pretty good to me. Assuming that, like, you really don't need Chlorophyll, you could even run like Hustle if you wanted to, and run like some other way to like increase the accuracy of your moves. Yeah, you get Quiver Dance. So this really just sounds like Physical Quiver Dance, which is really cool. If Physical Quiver Dance is the thing that we're introducing, I could think of some other Pokemon that might get it through breeding that might be like super cool. So that's relevant. I think this Pokemon might be pretty good. Because, like, I don't know, we have a lot of grass fighting types, and like honestly the only good one is Breloom. And only because it has Spore and Toxic Heal. Like, it's like Technician stuff and Spore. But like, this is fast. This is really fast. And like, you can run Hustle, and if you can find a way to hit things while you have Hustle and Physical Quiver Dance, you're gonna hit really hard. And obviously you can still do like it gets Sweet Scent itself. Okay. Ooh. Maybe, yeah, like Sweet Scent Hustle stuff. That could be interesting. This is a Pokemon to keep your eye on. I don't really know what it's going to do until we have it in the game. Because, like, there's a lot of ifs about a lot of these Pokemon. So we're just going to have to wait and see for some of them. Next up, we got Kleavor. Sheer Forces. Sheer Force Kleavor, huh? This is gonna get Rock Slide. So you get Sheer Force, Rock Slide, Sheer Force. It has like a signature attack, right? Right? Stone Axe? What does Stone Axe do? Okay, yeah. Yeah, because Sheer Force doesn't overwrite high critical hit ratio. So this is basically more accurate Stone Edge. And then you don't get the splinters. This becomes more accurate Stone Edge because it's gonna be like pretty close to Stone Edge's base power. I don't know. I feel like Rock Slide's probably the way to go. Assuming you get it, it's probably gonna get Rock Slide. Yeah, it does. What's Stone Edge's accuracy? 80? Yeah, so more accurate Stone Edge is like nothing to sneeze at. But like Rock Slide, and then you get bug type moves. X-Scissor doesn't have an extra effect. Do we get a good bug type move? Maybe we'll get a new bug type move. Yeah, this is just kind of like fast. It's relatively fast for like the beginning of a format. 85 is pretty good. Togekiss was good for a long time, partially because of Airstream, but partially because everything was just so slow. So, yeah, I think you could do stuff with Sheer Force Kleavor. I think it could be good. Don't forget that all Sheer Force Pokemon on moves that use Sheer Force will ignore Life Orb recoil, which is really nice. Sheer Force Rock Slide, it sounds pretty damn good coming off of 135 attack. You're decently fast. You might need a little bit of speed control, but like, I don't know. I think this could be okay. Bug and Rock is also like a funky typing. Like Crustle does not have the best defensive typing. You're weak to a lot of things, but it's just because Bug type sucks. So yeah, I think it could be good. Enamorus is going to be kind of dumb, I think. You get Contrary. You probably get Superpower because all the genies get Superpower. You might get like something stupid. People are saying it's gonna get Flare Cannon. There's no way this gets Flare Cannon. Don't worry about it. It has a new move. Oh, come on. Oh, this is not the website I wanted. Enamorus Arceus. Who typed that? I didn't type that. I guess I spelled it wrong. This one. What does this move do? If used by Incarnate Enamorus, it has a chance of boosting. That's bad. That's bad for Contrary Enamorus. Yeah, no, this move's just not good. Not for either form. But like, look at these stats, bro. What are these stats? 135 special attack? What moves does it get? Hold on. Do we get like Tackle, Bite, Twister, Iron Defense? That doesn't really help with Contrary. I think it depends on the move pool, like pretty bad. If you get good moves for Contrary, it's going to be really dumb. Like, Healer's fine, but it's not Contrary. And then as far as this one goes, this one's going to be stupid. 46 base speed. It's going to be a really good Trick Room Pokemon. It has Overcoat Trick Room on. You get Calm Mind, which is really good. You get Iron Defense. Yeah, I think... If Incarnate Enamorus has good moves to go with Contrary, it's gonna be really dumb. But if it doesn't, then Therian Enamorus is gonna be a pretty decent, just like Trick Room Sweeper with like Fairy typing. In the last 2 months here, we got Dialga and Palkia, and we don't know if the Origin forms will ever be allowed outside of Legends Arceus. But if it's anything like things that we've had previously, they might just make it so that if you're holding the orb, then you'll just become the Origin type. based on like past information, I would assume that's how it works. So we'll get the effect of the orb, and we get this. They basically gave Dialga and Palkia Gen 8 legendary stats. They moved the stuff around. 150 special attack Dialga sounds so scary, and it's still 90 base speed. Can you imagine? And like, if you can run weakness policy on this, it's even dumber. Could you imagine taking weakness policy Draco Meteor from Dialga Origin? Oh my god. Nothing that's not fairy type lives that. Like, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's really going to depend on what the held item is. They're going to be better than Dialga and Palkia. Most of the time. They're going to be better than Dialga and Palkia, because this has the same defenses as Dialga with just more special attack. Like, there's no reason to run this over regular Dialga unless you have to run Adamant Orb, and even then. Same thing with Palkia. This is 120 base speed Palkia. That's insane. With 150 special attack. Like, you're destroying things with this. This just like runs through some mods. Yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously none of them outspeed Zacian, but like, this Dialga doesn't need to outspeed Zacian because it's one-shotting it. It's one-shotting it with Earth Power, and it does not care. This one like probably doesn't take a play rough unless you run bulk, but it's fast, so you don't want to run bulk. But a lot of other things, it's gonna absolutely just like destroy. I think these are gonna be a lot better than regular Dialga and Palkia, but regular Dialga and Palkia were pretty good with Dynamax. And Palkia was pretty good because just like it was really reliable for Trick Room, and you didn't even have to Dynamax it. But yeah, obviously there's no Dynamax in Scarlet and Violet, but Dragon boosted Draco Meteor coming off of all this attack. Oh, you could just Terrastallize to get around Zacian, right? Like, you don't have to. You can just become like Fire type and resist all of its stabs, and you get Flamethrower. Terrastal Fire Palkia Origin with Flamethrower. Let's go. That sounds hilarious. It also depends on how you catch these, because like getting the Terrastal, there might be just a way to change it somewhere in the post game, because I've heard a lot of weird things about the post game, like from leaks. Hopefully they give you a way to like change your Terrastal type, even if it's like super difficult, because you're gonna need it for these legendaries. Like any Pokemon that you can't catch in Scarlet and Violet is gonna be really hard to get the Terrastal type you need. Yeah, that's the video, guys. If you liked the video, leave me a big fat like, leave me a comment, tell me what you think about my new logo and all the channel stuff. And I think the cardboard pops way more than the paper. But yeah. Go ahead and subscribe. We're going into Scarlet and Violet. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm kind of hoping to do it, before the end of the year, like this month maybe. We'll see. But with that, everybody, my name's Andrew. I'll catch you guys next time.